Coming up on this episode of Outlook TV, Ms. Rainbow Contest in Calgary.
Jasper Pride and Ski Festival.
Out on patrol. And much, much more. Hello and welcome to Outlook TV. I'm Rebecca Wyman.
And my name is T. We'd like to thank the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh Nations for the honor and privilege to film this episode of Outlook TV on their traditional unceded lands.
Outlook TV is the queer news magazine show that brings you the stories that matter the most from coast to coast. We're going to kick it off in Calgary with the Celebration 2023.
Yes, celebrating the successful reigns of Miss Rainbow Pride and Miss International Pride.
We are at Celebration 2023 with the Canadian and International Drag Queens and Friends organization, potentially elevating 3 new title holders. Let's cross our fingers.
Tonight, we're going to do something we've never done before, a double crowning. We're going to make it an annual event. The Mr. and Miss International Pride will be crowned tonight, and Miss Rainbow Pride of Canada will also be crowned.
The most important thing, obviously, is passing on the monies that we have raised, which is amounted to over $25,000 just from this side. There's also the international side as well, which they're giving away just over $2,500 to another charity.
So my responsibilities were to raise as much money as I could for my chosen charity. My chosen charity was the MS Society of Canada, which is now rebranded to MS Canada. I chose this charity just because it's something that is really close to my heart. My Auntie Diane suffered with MS for as long as I could remember, and finally succumbed to MS in 2018.
I choose to run to this organization because I was Miss Stairs Lady-in-Waiting this year, and I love to fundraise, and I think I'd be a very good candidate this year for it. And the whole goal is one peace, one mind, and we're all here for everybody, even if you're straight, gay, trans, black, white, we're here for everybody, and that's our whole motto this year if we get in.
So why this organization?
It's an organization I believe in because it's something different also, and I've got some really good plans going forward kind of thing if I succeed.
And what are your charities?
I'm going with The Doorway. There's an organization where they help people from ages 16 to 30 to get off the streets. So, and then my second one is Skipping Stones because they help with transgender people to go through the changes and everything. And then my last one is it's called Positively Match, and it's a dog rescue.
2 years ago when I joined and I tried out for the title of Miss International Pride, so I'm a past rating, and that was a wonderful year, and I'm excited to be trying out for another title. I love giving back to the community. That's what does it for me. I will be raising funds for the Central Alberta Humane Society, helping out all the little animals there.
Accept the title of Miss International Pride 16. Accept the title of Mr. International Pride 16. I do. Accept the title of Miss Rainbow Pride of Canada 12.
Congratulations to all 3 new title holders. My name is Empress Sister Fancy Pants for Outlook TV.
We're off to Jasper now for Pride celebrations.
Patrick was there for the flag raising.
Well, I'm in downtown Edmonton, and we are about to get on the Sundog shuttle to Jasper for the Jasper Pride and Ski Festival 2023, 10 days jam-packed.
When we started Pride, it was, you wanted an inclusive, welcoming community. We wanted something year-round, just somewhere that we wanted our family and friends and our children to feel safe. And it's just rolled, the snowball bigger and bigger and bigger and better every year and become exactly what we want it to be. And it's always going to get bigger, and there's always things to change and do differently. But the core is exactly, it's happened the way that we wanted it to.
The board of directors from Jasper Pride approached me to partner with them to come up with a great t-shirt design that helped capture the excitement of Jasper Pride and the event that's going on this year. So I kindergarten crafted a version of a goggle design that I thought would be fun, that would really capture the colors and the enthusiasm and the beautiful mountain scenery of Jasper.
You know, being born and raised here, I think it's gives me a really lucky chance to have a unique perspective in the world. Being the first out LGBTQ youth in the city, or in the town, I should say, I think it's really amazing what Pride has grown to. I remember when I was a youth and I couldn't attend the 18 plus events, so I would have to sneak into the kitchens and watch from the kitchen windows the drag shows and stuff. So I think now coming back last year and this year, is just seeing how much it has evolved. I think it's amazing what Pride has really become here in Jasper.
Fruit Loop Society of Alberta started in 2013 in Edmonton. We felt that there was a need for, a greater cross-section of people to come together. We felt that not everyone had a space that was welcoming for them, and so our parties are really meant for from 18 up to 88. Come on down, bring your full self, and just share space with people who want to fill a space with love, fellowship, and dance a lot. Jasper Pride has been one of our longest standing community partners. Central to every single Fruit Loop event is a community partner. So we partner with one every single time, and proceeds from door sales, drink sales, go directly to a community partner. That could be a nonprofit, a charitable organization. Fruit Loop is very excited to be planning for our upcoming 2023 Pride season. In June 2023 in Edmonton, in beautiful Alberta, we're going to be having a few weekends of incredible programming. For more information, head over to fruitloop.ca.
This is Patrick Massey for Outlook TV in Jasper, Alberta.
It's time for us to take a break now.
Hey, Rebecca, did you know that today's show is brought to you by the letter H?
H?
That's H for homophile.
Outlook TV's accommodations and travel provided by Tourism Jasper.
Welcome back. You're watching Outlook TV.
Our next story is on our queer brothers and sisters in law enforcement.
Out on Patrol is trying to improve relations with the community.
We're at Rogers Arena in downtown Vancouver, where Out on Patrol is hosting a booth for part of Vancouver Canucks Pride Night 2023. Let's go meet them and find out what it's all about.
The Canucks have been so great to invite us 2 years in a row to participate in their annual Pride Night game. It's awesome just to have an opportunity to connect with all the Canucks fans, members of the 2S LGBTQ plus community that are coming in, talk about the work that Out on Patrol is doing. We launched in May of 2020. So we're a nonprofit organization that's for all law enforcement. So police, sheriffs, corrections, doesn't matter. It's for people that identify as members of the 2S LGBTQ plus community. But we also have a lot of allies too, to show that, this is a line of work that's for everybody, and to also show the community that they can feel safe and comfortable.
If you break the rules, you will get ticketed. They have handcuffs, they have a spike strip.
We are up in Whistler Pride. We are also part of White Rock Pride. So we do a lot of the Pride events around town. We also get out into the interior to go do the school events. So we're trying to get to about two different communities per year for going to do school events. And we're trying to get into smaller communities like Vernon, Kamloops, Prince George, smaller towns on the island as well.
We were fortunate enough last year to get recognized by the BC Association of Chiefs of Police. We went and presented to their meeting in June of last year, and they voted unanimously to support the work of Out on Patrol and endorse us as a sort of like a partner. So basically that organization represents all senior police leaders in BC, which represents over 9,000 members of law enforcement. In our presentations, we speak about things like the roles of the police, the unfortunate history of 2S LGBTQ+ rights in Canada, and the role that the police played in that. And then we also talk about our personal stories, our coming out stories, act as role models, show that, you know, this is a line of work for everybody. Because when I was younger, I knew I wanted to be a police officer, but I'm 16 years old, I'm in the closet, and I don't know, are there gay police officers? If there are, what's their experience like? So with the Youth Outreach Series, we have an opportunity to go into these schools and show that, yeah, this is a line of work. The other side of the Youth Outreach Series is the scholarship fund, which I mentioned. So right now we do 3 $4,000 scholarships twice a year. And that's for 2S LGBTQ+ youth who are interested in pursuing a career in law enforcement. And they're going to full-time studies in a Canadian post-secondary institution.
So within the Vancouver Police Department, Out on Patrol is helping to develop our transitioning in the workplace policy. So that's something that we get to put some input on. And then we also have trans police officers who are part of our organization who are giving feedback to the department on how we can put that into place. We want to make it a welcoming place for both recruiting and transitioning in the workplace so that we're inclusive.
There's a lot of negative history between law enforcement and the 2S LGBTQ+ community, and we don't shy away from that. We totally recognize that, you know, there's a lot of trauma that's been caused, a lot of negative history, and our perspective is we can't change the past, but how can we work together in a positive way to move together collaboratively and build a relationship where members of the community don't have to feel uncomfortable if they do have to interact with us. You know, if they have to call 911 or something that happens, we want people to know that they can rely on us and they don't have to have that sort of sense of fear that has historically been there between the community and law enforcement.
For Outlook TV, this is Angus Prod at the Vancouver Canucks Pride Night 2023.
Are you in Vancouver?
Yes.
Are you queer?
Yes.
Are you single?
Oh, yes.
Oh, then have I got an event for you. How about paint night?
Oh, yes. Like paint my face?
I think it's canvas, but your face will do.
Okay.
Hello, viewers. Outlook TV is here today at the Pacific Arts Market to get our stroke on at the 2S LGBTQ Singles Paint Night. So grab your apron. The last one to do so is a dirty brush.
We're doing the singles paint night for the 2S LGBTQ. So it's pretty exciting. It's our first time having this event, and we're going to have a lot more as well. So we're excited to receive our guests this evening. So you come in here, and usually I'll give you your drink of choice, and then you have all of the material ready on the table for you to paint. Everything's included. We have aprons. But then I have you have a little walk around so that you can get inspired, and because it's open paint. Coming in to do a paint night in an art gallery that is all surrounded by local art is really, really exciting. This is our first one with the LGBTQ, so we're going to have those probably like once or twice a month.
My involvement in all of this is that they do here at Pacific Arts Market so many amazing, incredible events for the community. And tonight, they had this event for basically queer singles paint night. And they were like, oh, Ollie, would you like to sponsor the event? I was like, of course I want to, because us with Art Fashion, we really believe in giving back to the community. That's all that we do. We've raised money for Rainbow Refugee, and now we just launched a new line in the spring here that's on sale here at Pacific Arts Market and in many places in Winnipeg. And then it's called Mercury's Rising. and it's inspired by a local drag queen, Mina Mercury, that is famous all across Canada. And the whole point of it is actually to bring awareness to what's happening, especially in the States, about the hate towards drag artists. And partial proceeds from the sales of Mercury's Rising will actually go to two-spirit organizations here in British Columbia and also in Manitoba. Most of the time, for queer people, the places where they gather are usually bars and places, for example, where there's alcohol. And sometimes the bars tend to be very segregating for a lot of people and very intimidating for different types of people to come in. And I know for a fact that there's a lot of people in the queer community, especially the BIPOC community, the two-spirit community, that don't always feel as safe in bars. So to do a paint night and to bring an environment that where you can have a drink if you want to, or a non-alcoholic drink, but also like to bring in something that is completely different than where you would usually go for, typically for a queer person. So it's really important to use art actually as a way of like meeting new people, because art is so fun. Art is a way of expressing yourself. So to ask about, hey, what you painting? Well, you know, it can be like what you're drinking, but a new way.
If you've never painted and you want to try something different, you want to meet new people, it doesn't matter if you're looking to date or not, but you just come in here, there's such great energy flow going. It's just, you get creative. As soon as you walk into the doors, like you just really get excited and then you just want to create.
Well, whether you are coming here to paint a monkey or to find your soulmate, there's always a bigger picture. Life is messy, but it's always better when shared with somebody else. I'm Emily Ann Fraser. You're watching Outlook TV Vancouver.
It's time for us to take another little break.
Hey, Rebecca, did you know that today's episode is brought to you by the letter N?
N?
N for non-negotiable. When you enter in relationships, make sure you have your non-negotiables.
Hi, my name's Plastica. I am the hometown queen of Jasper, or the queen of the Rocky Mountains, and you're watching Outlook TV.
Outlook TV's accommodations and travel provided by Tourism Jasper.
Welcome back. You're watching Outlook TV.
We have an expose on totally naked Toronto.
Expose because they're naked?
Yes, very exposing.
Hello everyone, salut tout le monde. I'm here at Allen's Point, a clothing optional beach long favored by friends of Dorothy. To find out how it became official, let's meet David with the history of TNT Men.
The first group I became involved with is called TCAN, Toronto Canada Area Nudists. A friend of mine, Jim Marcel, placed an ad in Extra. We had about 30 people at that first meeting. And we formed a board. We started planning the kind of events we wanted. And we spoke to the owner of the toolbox, and he agreed to let us get naked for that. TCAN operated for at least 6 or 8 years. They didn't want people to know that there was a nudist group, and they didn't like sex at events. Well, that led to the foundation of the next group, TNT Men, Totally Naked Toronto Men and Enjoying Nudity. So TNT Men started in the beginning of 1997. And, at that time, there were already lots of bar events happening each week. So police would come to all the events where people were naked and would be supervising, looking for people having sex. One of the cops who made it his personal mission was Detective David Wilson. And so he charged the barn with permitting disorderly conduct for allowing us to be naked. So it took 2 years for the case to come to trial. The judge heard that case first. He heard the barn and he said, but just being naked? No, that's ridiculous. And he just tossed the case out. A lot of people were interested in was trying to create a nude beach here in the city. But we had the idea of finding a beach, and we considered a lot of options. But Hanlon's was perfect. It had a history of being really important to the gay community as well. They just quietly changed the rules and cemented Hanlon's Point's clothing optional status into city bylaws. In 1996, Peter and another friend of ours, Richard, both marched naked in the parade. And that inspired us the next year in our group TNT Men to have a contingent in the parade. Then the next year was 98, and that's when the pride coordinator, was worried because his parents were coming, and he was a young man, and he didn't want naked people at his parade. So he sent out a press release. That press release got national attention, a lot of national attention. TNT is marching again this year. We'll be in the parade. Everyone is welcome to join us. You don't have to do anything special. Just show up and take off as much or as little as you want. Sunblock is probably a good idea.
Thank you, David, for all that important information about some of Toronto gay history. Now, don't miss TNT Men at the next Pride Parade. Andre Tardif in Toronto for Outlook TV.
Let's head to Jasper and check out some Pride celebrations.
Patrick was there again for Ski Out and Dungeons and Drag.
D&D.
We just wrapped up a great evening at the Whistle Stop Pub in Jasper, Alberta. We're at the 2023 Jasper Pride and Ski Festival.
Last few years, they have started to have like the Fruit Loop event come in, and that's kind of helped it kind of get more popularity as well. And it's just a lot more diversity too.
Last year, we saw the huge pride flag as well as the transgender flag with a bunch of people cheering and music, and you couldn't help but get emotional just understanding the atmospherics of the world right now, and especially everyone's coming out journey is difficult, even if you have supportive people around you. We grow up in a society with a lot of internalized homophobia, so just being in that moment, up high in the mountains, doing what you love with people you love, seeing allies, pride flags everywhere, people cheering, it was very cool. And what's special about last year and this year is we got to bring our family, like our daughters here too.
A lot of people showing up year by year. It grows, which is really nice to see. It's nice to see the community come together. Our alphabet family is growing, so it's nice to see the flag growing, and it's nice to see everyone come out and have a good time. It's not just for the queer community. I feel like we embrace everybody, and I feel that that's what Pride's all about.
Started 14 years ago, but it has grown immensely in the past 5 years that I've been doing it. It's just so magical. The turnout in the mountains, like you get this beautiful scenery, you've got this energy that's just like palpable. Everyone's in vacation mode, here to celebrate, have a good time, party a little, have some fun.
Queer history is extremely important because it's something that wasn't really documented. So we're our own storytellers, we're our own creators of the truth that we have lived over centuries, right? So that's the main thing. I would be like, share your story. Your story is valid, you are valid, and what you've experienced will help our youth and our ones that are coming up and joining this force be stronger, smarter, and braver.
First time not just performing at the Jasper Pride Festival, but also just being in Jasper. It's such a beautiful location, and I'm so excited to be staying at the Fairmont. The lodge that we're in is so gorgeous, and yeah, it's really fun vibes here tonight. And drag queens are going to get a variety of different performances. Obviously, I do. I have a brand new outfit I've never worn before. I know I'm not really like a Dungeons and Dragons kind of girl, but we're going to pull it out tonight.
This is Patrick Massey for Outlook TV in Jasper, Alberta.
That's all the time we have for this episode of Outlook TV, but we'll be back before you know it.
And from wherever you're watching us, why don't you check us out on all our social media platforms, and better yet, consider volunteering with us.
It's always a lot of fun here at Outlook TV. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Rebecca Wyman.
And my name is T.
Stay safe, Canada.